Welcome back. This one we're going to detour a little bit from the norm. I've got a buddy's boat trailer and he's asked me to build a set of steps up here off of the tongue up to the boat. And this is a little bit of a repayment for the usage that I get out of this boat. This is the boat we take over to the island where we do some bow hunting. So I'll be using these steps as well, and it's his boat, I get to use it, so I'm gonna build him a set of steps. All right, first set of steps is done. So I've just got a bunch of scrap metal that I'm building this thing out of. Sorry if you're hearing wind. This bottom piece is a little extra long. I welded some nuts to the bottom piece, so it's just a bolt coming down from the top that makes this removable, and I didn't want them to weld to the trailer tongue. And then this is, here's my foot for comparison, enough to step on. So that'll be the first step, and then coming off at an angle here, coming up this direction, there will be that square 2x2 tubing, and then I'll build probably 2 extra steps off of this. The top step will be somewhere below the boat, and then the 4th step essentially will be the boat. So 1 and then 2 on the square tube, and then the 4th will be the boat. So we'll get to kind of measuring this up and figuring out where I mount that on that top plate and weld it in. All right, got that tack welded on there, and then I've measured the steps. Basically, it doesn't look like it from my perspective, but I've measured it 3 times and it's correct. So it's essentially 11 steps from the bottom step to the mark, and then another 11 up here, and then I think it'll actually be like an 11 and a half to the surface of the boat. But you know, that surface of the boat might change a little bit every time you load the boat anyway. So I can pull these off of here and cut the top off there and start working from there. Got the top chopped off. That's not welded in yet. I'm gonna fully burn that in later when I get a little more confident in what I'm doing here. But this one, I think I'm gonna kind of hang out here, kind of in line with the boat edge a little bit. I might throw a gusset down there just to kind of give it strength since it's cantilevered over so far. So we'll do that, and then that middle step where that line's at, I think I might kind of hang it out front here just so you can kind of get a left and then right up here, and then a left back onto this side. But I'm going to do this one first and then kind of play with what I want to do with that step. I don't want it to interfere with cranking on the trailer either. So we'll start here and see what's next. Well, tough with some of those angles to get my grinder in there, so kind of cleaned it up as best I could for where I'm going to be welding, but I'm pretty sure there's going to be some paint on that back corner, especially back here once I go to burn this in. So I'll just have to kind of burn the old paint off as I get to it. This piece I could easily get to and clean, so we'll work with what we got. All right, I got that 3rd step in. Swing over to the other side here, and got it all pretty much welded out. Got a gusset in there, and I actually stripped out the threads on well, the bolt, the nut's still got threads on it, but I cross-threaded a little bit. So the lack of this opposite the exact direction that you put your weight on means that when you step on that, it feels a little unstable, but I'm pretty sure it's just this missing bolt and this plate flexing a little bit. So once I get that in there, I don't think I'll need to gusset much in here. I actually welded to the side of this plate right here, so it's got a good amount of strength. So the next thing I'm working on is starting to drill a hole here. I've got this tubing here, and I'm gonna drill it. There's a piece right here. This is all these plates, these steps are actually platforms for an elliptical. They're getting thrown away. So this piece here, I'm gonna grind this down and be able to weld to the side of this and then weld around the hole, and then I'll have that pipe coming up. It'll act both as a center guide for putting the boat on the trailer, but more importantly as a grab handle as you step up on these. Okay, I made a slight change to this top pedal. I added an extension out here just to make it easier to get in and out of the boat. And then I have taken it out to my paint booth here and getting some coats of paint on this paint right here. This Rust-Oleum protective enamel has got to be the toughest paint I've ever used. Give it a good week to harden up and the paint is just indestructible. At least nearly indestructible. I've used it in several instances and I'm just really impressed with it. So it should be the perfect fit for this little project. On the second coat, I added it really thick, and then I've taken some sand, actually from my kid's sandbox, and just sprinkled it on there. I want to give this some texture since this is going on a boat and people will likely be wet or have wet shoes getting on and off the boat. So I'm just trying to give it a little bit of texture. So I'll let this dry up a little bit and then paint another coat of paint over the top of it, and hopefully that will help keep anyone from slipping. All right, got it all done and mounted up. It's looking good, nice and solid. It's going to be a great addition to this trailer. Make it easy to get in, on and off. Well, this video was a little bit of a diversion from the typical videos on my channel. If you came here because you were interested in building a set of steps for trailers, but you might be interested in an interesting car build, I'd encourage you to maybe subscribe or check out some of the other videos on my channel. We have a lot of fun with my cart. It's a C4 Corvette based cart, and work on some other cars as well. So check them out if you want. But thanks for watching along. I really enjoyed building this set of steps, and I hope to see you on the next one.